The first week always warrants a messy start to the NFL season, as the games begin anew. Upsets, mistakes, miracles, and everything in between pour out. Week 1's shaky start may have served as a wake-up call to teams and fans that games matter again, and that even a shaky start can provide solid takeaways. On the bright side, it's time to go over the best performances that we saw in Week 1. First off, Justin Fields conjures magic on the field. The Chicago Bears became one of the surprising upsets during Week 1 of the 2022 NFL regular season when they defeated the San Francisco 49ers 19-10 to begin the team's first full season with Justin Fields at quarterback. Fields passed his first test with flying colors, solidifying his future as a potential franchise quarterback. Following a 2.8 passer rating in the first half, Fields thrived in the face of adversity and rallied his teammates in the second half. He had a 145.8 passer rating in the second half against the 49ers on Sunday, completing 5 of 8 passes for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. This match was unquestionably a step forward in Fields' development. There are definitely areas where Fields needs to improve, such as his interception in the first half, when he attempted to force the ball to Darnell Mooney despite several 49ers defenders suffocating the Bears' primary receiver. But if we're looking at the bigger picture here, this season is centered on determining whether or not Fields is the right quarterback for the Bears, and we think it's safe to say that he got off to a good start on Sunday. Next up, A.J. Brown finally had his star moment with the Eagles. A.J. Brown was traded to the Eagles during the 2022 NFL Draft and immediately signed a 4-year, $100 million extension with the team. He received high praise during training camp for his work on the field with third-year quarterback Jalen Hurts. Brown delivered a historic opening day performance against the Lions, truly living up to the hype. The Eagles have been raving all summer that they wanted to use Brown early and often, and that was the game plan as Philadelphia defeated Detroit 38-35 on Sunday. Brown was the clear focus of the passing game, racking up an impressive 10-155-0 line on 13 targets. The Eagles attempted only 32 passes, and no one else saw more than 4 targets. The 25-year-old player provides the Eagles with a big play receiver for opposing defenses to account for, adding some balance to a run-heavy offense that's even more dangerous on the ground, partially due to Hurts and his ability to run. It's only been 1 week, but the Hurts to Brown connection appears to be the best in Philadelphia's division, giving the Eagles a strong chance to win the NFC East. The Cowboys won't have the starting quarterback, Dak Prescott, for up to 2 months, and the Giants and Commanders appeared doomed. Moving on, Saquon Barkley's back, and he wants you to know it. Saquon Barkley of the New York Giants, the 2018 Associated Press Rookie of the Year, appears to be back in full force to start the 2022 season against the Tennessee Titans. After a lackluster first half by the entire Giants offense, which saw quarterback Daniel Jones under constant pressure and a scoreless game, Barkley emerged in the second half as a game breaker once again. He was flashing bursts that have rarely been seen in his last 3 injury-plagued seasons. It's only been a week, but play after play, he's shown us that he's back to his best. He had 164 rushing yards, 9.1 yards per carry, and a touchdown on 18 carries. Barkley added 30 more yards while leading the Giants with 6 receptions by the end of the Giants' 21-20 win over the Tennessee Titans. Barkley's total rushing yards topped his highest score, which was 189 since Week 16 of 2019. The player himself told reporters that it's just 1 game for him, and though he's obviously thrilled to have won, he's going to keep showing up. He's learned from Coach Brian Daboll to always enjoy the process, and he's been fighting to do that for the last 2 years with rehab and injuries. Following up with the show Patrick Mahomes put on in the Kansas City Chiefs' 8th consecutive season opening win. For at least 1 game, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs demonstrated how effective their passing game would be without Tyreek Hill, dangerous as ever. Mahomes completed 30 of 39 passes for 360 yards and 5 touchdowns as the Chiefs defeated the Arizona Cardinals 44-21 on Sunday. Mahomes spread the ball to 9 different players, with tight end Travis Kelce leading the way with 121 yards on 8 receptions. The Chiefs' first touchdown came on Kelce's 9-yard catch in the first quarter. 4 players had touchdown receptions, including running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who had 2. Mahomes predicted that the Chiefs would use a lot of receivers this season to compensate for the loss of Hill, who was traded to the Dolphins. While talking about the gameplay, Mahomes said that the guys were ready to get into the game, to get out there and show everyone what they had. While they were asked more about the offense they had planned or how the team would look on the field, their beliefs as a team centered on the collective effort put in during the game, and according to Mahomes, they did just that. Not to mention, Justin Herbert is capable of perfection. In the offseason, the Raiders added an all-world receiver, Davante Adams, and a sack monster, Chandler Jones. However, their presence was insufficient to slow Justin Herbert or keep up with the Chargers' offense. The quarterback was untouchable through the first 3 quarters, throwing 3 touchdowns while under pressure, outside the pocket, into a tight window, or a combination of all 3. Late in the second quarter, he hit DeAndre Carter for a 23-yard touchdown pass down the left hash, putting the Chargers up 17-3. The Raiders were in Tampa 2 coverage, with the middle linebacker running up the hashes as a third deep player. It's not easy to throw underneath and inside the deep half safety, while also getting away from and over the linebacker. But Herbert made it look as easy as brushing his teeth or making the bed. Even more encouraging, the 24-year-old didn't take any sacks in the 24-19 victory, owed partially to great edge work from left tackle Rashawn Slater, and he didn't throw an interception. The AFC West has been put on notice. What's more, Julio Jones won't let you forget him. It's true, Julio Jones had a pretty rough time last year. The Atlanta Falcons traded him after he'd become the franchise's all-time receiving leader, and then the Tennessee Titans released him in March. He missed 7 games in each of the last 2 seasons due to hamstring injuries, and at 33, he remained unsigned for 4 months on the open market this summer, before the Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed him on July 26th. After week 1 of the season, the NFL's next-gen stats list of the 20 fastest ball carriers in 2021 featured 19 names, and Julio Jones was mentioned twice. He caught 3 passes for 69 yards and ran twice for 17 yards in the Buccaneers' 19-3 win over the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night. For the second time in his career, Jones had 2 rushing attempts in the same game. The first took place in his 8th NFL game in 2011. The fastest ball carrier ratings in next-gen stats shows the maximum speed a player achieves while running with the ball. Jones was the 7th fastest in week 1 with a 48-yard reception at 20.62 miles an hour, and also finished 17th with a top speed of 19.98 on a 12-yard run. Up next, will Justin Jefferson break records in 2022? During an interview in the offseason, when asked about who he would consider the best receiver in the NFL, Justin Jefferson claimed that in the coming year, it would be none other than him. This may have seemed like a tall claim, but after the first game of the season, he may have been onto something after all. The Minnesota Vikings beat the Green Bay Packers with a 16-point lead, leaving the scoreboard at a 23-7 victory by the end of the game. But Jefferson's performance is really what wowed everyone watching. The player caught 9 passes for 184 yards and a pair of touchdowns, proving that maybe he knew what he was talking about when he said he'll be the best. While the planning behind the play obviously supported Jefferson's first touchdown, it was also a show of his own skills. The way that he got past both safeties really let his talent shine in the game. After Jefferson made his second score of the game, just before halftime, he had the whole crowd chanting MVP for him. And it's got us wondering now, could Jefferson be the first wide receiver to ever win MVP? If he keeps going at the same pace as this first game, he'll be a formidable opponent to face. And that's all for this video, guys. What do you think was the best performance in week 1? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.